went to a concert last week, and there was this interaction with a couple in front of me who were non-native English speakers. So I thought it was a good situation to cover. So if you've never been to a concert in the US, there's a very typical procedure that happens. They're going to check your ID. They're going to do an item check, so checking your bags. And then they're going to sign you in by checking in your tickets. So again, ID check, item check, a ticket check. If you're a guy, item check is pretty easy. If you're not a guy, then, well, they're going to check your bag, your purse. A lot of venues might not allow backpacks, but just this order, because again, if you've never been to a concert, maybe you don't know what to expect. It's nothing fancy, nothing complicated, but this is the series that you're probably going to go through. Depending on how big, how crowded the concert is, it's possible that if they don't have enough staff, it might be a bit more disjointed. It might not be this order necessarily. I feel like this is the most typical order that might happen, but maybe they check the items first, then they check your ID, then the tickets. Maybe they do the tickets and ID at the same exact time, but none of this should be too surprising for you when you go through it. So phrases that you might hear that might be new to you that you don't want to be caught off guard with is have your IDs ready. So some variation of it. Everybody make sure you take your IDs out of your pockets. Get your IDs ready to show. Have your IDs ready. It's all the same thing. Like you're hearing the keyword ID. The other thing is empty your pockets. Empty out your pockets. So keys, wallets, cell phones, smartphones. Just make sure that nothing is in there because there's probably a metal detector that you're going to go through, or they might have a wand to wave you down. But have your IDs ready. Empty out your pockets. Again, if you have a bag or purse, open up your bags. They're going to go sift through that. What if they sound angry? Or what if they tell you, what is that? You don't need to react to this because what if they sound angry? Maybe they're just angry people. Another context cue that you need to think about is you're about to go to a concert. You're about to enjoy a show. You're about to listen to music. You're about to have fun. What is this person doing? They're having to work. They're having to deal with people. Now that we're in the fall winter season, it has to be outside. It's cold. Why wouldn't they be angry? You know, maybe you have a certain expectation for what customer service should be like, but just realistically, you're the one who's about to have fun. They're on the job. Who's going to be more angry in that situation, right? And then what is that? You don't have to freak out if they point out what is that because they just might not know what you have on you. A lot of people carry chapstick or lip balm. I do myself. The brand that I use is pretty thick. So this guy is from the brand Fatco. He's incorporating beef fat. He's a big dude. I don't have a normal piece of chapstick to compare it to, but if we compare it to a pen maybe, yeah, you can see that this guy is chonky. All right. So they might give you a stare. They might be confused. You don't have to take it personally. They just might not know what that is. So then the next step is if they're angry and they ask you, what is that? You don't really have to do an extended conversation here. You don't have to fully explain yourself. You're like, oh, okay, here you go. And then all set. Is everything okay? That's it. No further dialogue needed. You know, hey, empty out your pockets. Okay. What is that? Here you go. Stand, they check, they scan things. All set. That's it. Nothing further is needed. The main thing why I want to have this conversation is after they check your ID, if you're over 21, they want to signify if you can drink or not. So they'll probably put a wristband on you. I don't know why, but typically it's the right wrist. So what happened was the couple in front of me, they checked their IDs. ID was okay. The attendant asked the girl for her right wrist, and the girl was so confused. And she just repeated back, Rairu? It sounded like Scooby-Doo. Rairu? She didn't even do the hand gesture. I'm doing this to emphasize like what we're talking about here, the right wrist. But she was just So confused. I don't know how ID checks work in other countries. If you're underage, they'll draw an X on the back of your hands to show that you shouldn't be served alcohol. That's all that procedure is. If you're over 21, but you don't drink anyway, I guess you don't have to show your ID. But if you are planning to go to a concert and you do want to drink alcohol, make sure you have your IDs on you. Otherwise, you're not going to be served. That's the main thing there. So, the procedure, once again, and then if it's new vocabulary for you, your right wrist. Okay, your right wrist.